celular en la playa. Me dijo, es muy malo. Esa batería estalla. Talla, 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 talla,
ᴑɪᴅᴇᴏに比べるとなんてことないな。
Searching for a man all across Japan.
Just didn't find you from a right.
I'm so hungry. I want to eat something. Anything.
Like Lloyd, I'm going to end you. Tempest Federation, Rimuru Tempest. So give me a royalty, 'cause I'm taking royalty. Yo te vi en mi corazón, la la la, canta la la la, canta la la la. Ay, con los ojos
Sure.
So, you said you wanted to cultivate the forest or something. Hey, Beldora. Is entry into the forest really forbidden? Why?
Beats me.
Seems cool.
Wait, Beldora?何者かが作った悪空間、封印ごと取り込まれていたとしたらどうだ。
面白い。 それならば誰かが封印を解いたことになる。それは
その何者かが俺たちに匹敵する力を持っているということになるな。
But I don't fucking care at all. But you only need the light when it's burning low.
This is something starts to slow.
It's my fault. There are people who were sacrificed because of me. I'm the one who caused such a horrific scene. Horrific? What do you mean by that? You'll understand when you see. What is all this? What happened here? This happened because of my rules. If I hadn't used that great magic, then none of these people would have died. So then, it's her fault.
Sorry, what was that again? How's it kind of over?
Stuff happened. And then I I don't know. I guess the best way to describe it would be I wiped them out.
Meaning?
I destroyed the kingdom of Falmouth's whole army. Just completely annihilated them.
死ね。神の怒りに焼き貫かれて。メギド！
無慈悲なるものか。使いどころはそんなになさそうだが、今はその力が役に立ちそうだ。問い、ユニークスキル、無慈悲なるものを使用しますか？ああ。
領域展開。誰一人逃がさない。
The Storm Dragon has returned. Additionally, Rimuru has taken the title of Demon. We need to decide what our next move is.
.これが生まれたての魔王だって。恐ろしい。あまりにも恐ろしいものを相手にしてしまった。
演出が過ぎるな。お迎えに参りました、ラミリス様。扉の先に待つのはこの世界の支配者たち。どうぞこちらへ。
やばい。明らかに別格。最後の魔王の一人、ギークリム。
名付けの話か。ならば我が友リムルが得意としておるわ。
これは大変名誉なことだから。8人の星、8号星ってオクタグラムだっけ。発生魔王オクタグラム。
The Storm Dragon is a mastermind when it comes to catastrophe. Wow, you must be a man of excellent judgment if you're calling me a mastermind. Rimuru, does he work for you? I haven't seen him before.
He's actually a buddy of mine. Let me introduce you to him. His name is Belgara.
I'm the great storm dragon ᴅᴏ Tempest.
Tried to hurt me with goodbye. You think I'd crumble? You think I'd lay down and die? Con los otros.
ᴍᴜsɪᴄ殿。
どうかって言われても。
彼女らはジュラの大森林に帰ることを希望しておるのですが、
エルフのみんなを連れて行くだけだし。なんなら俺が面倒ごとになる前に始末してきますが。I don't get why everyone's saying those things. I don't want to fight Demon Lord Rimuru. If Hinata couldn't beat him, what chance do I have?
That's true. Their duel ended a draw, but some find it more convenient to say she lost.
Of course, it's impressive enough to fight the Saint to a standstill. That Demon Lord's
The real deal.